6 inches, that's all it takes. 6 inches of moving water can knock you off your feet. 12 inches can carry away your car. And in 2023, flash floods killed more people than tornadoes, hurricanes, and lightning combined. But here's the thing that haunts emergency responders. Most of those deaths were completely preventable. People made one simple mistake and it cost them everything. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what that mistake is and the survival strategies that could save your life when the water starts rising. Flash floods are the #1 weather-related killer in the United States. Not tornadoes, not hurricanes. Flash floods. And they can happen anywhere. You don't need to live near a river or an ocean. A flash flood can happen in the desert, in the mountains, in your suburban neighborhood, even in a parking lot. Here's what makes them so deadly. They happen fast. A flash flood can develop in minutes. You're driving home from work, the sky opens up, and suddenly there's a wall of water rushing down the street. You think, it's just water, I can drive through it, and that's when everything goes wrong. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button because this information could save your life. And if you learned something valuable today, drop a comment telling me where you're watching from and if flash floods are a risk in your area. There's a phrase emergency responders repeat over and over: turn around, don't drown. And yet, every single year, hundreds of people die because they ignore this advice. They see a flooded road and think, I can make it through. Let me tell you what actually happens. The National Weather Service has studied this for decades. Here are the facts. Just 6 inches of moving water can knock an adult off their feet. 6 inches, that's barely up to your knees. But it's not about the depth, it's about the force. Water is heavy. 1 cubic foot of water weighs over 60 pounds. When it's moving fast, it hits you with tremendous force. Your legs get swept out from under you, you fall, you get pushed downstream into debris, and you can't get back up. People drown in water that's only 2 feet deep because they underestimated the current. But here's where it gets even worse. Your car. Most people who die in flash floods die in their vehicles. They try to drive through flooded roads. The stats are terrifying. Just 12 inches of water can float most cars. 2 feet of water can sweep away SUVs and pickup trucks. And once your car starts floating, you're no longer in control. The current takes you, your cart flips, fills with water, and you're trapped in a metal coffin filling with water. In 2021, flash floods in Tennessee killed 20 people. Most of them were in their cars. They saw water on the road, thought they could drive through it, and didn't make it. The water rose faster than they expected, their cars stalled, and by the time they realized they were in trouble, it was too late. So, why is moving water so dangerous? Let's break down the science because understanding this could save your life. First, there's the force of the current. Water moving at just 6 miles per hour, that's a slow jog, exerts 500 pounds of force against your body. You cannot fight that. Olympic swimmers can't fight that. The current will win. Second, there's buoyancy. When water reaches your waist, your body becomes buoyant. You lose your footing. You start to float. And once you're floating, you're at the mercy of the current. It pushes you into obstacles, trees, cars, buildings, debris, and that's when injuries and drowning happen. Third, there's your car. Cars are designed to keep water out, which means they're also designed to trap air inside. When your car hits deep water, it becomes a boat for about 60 seconds. Then, water starts seeping in through the doors, the trunk, the vents. Your car gets heavier, it sinks, and the water pressure makes it nearly impossible to open the doors. You're trapped in a metal coffin filling with water. The deeper the water, the more pressure against your door. In just 2 feet of water, the pressure can reach 500 pounds against your door. You cannot push that open. Even if you're strong, even if there are 2 of you, you cannot overcome that pressure. Here's what emergency responders find. Cars submerged in flash floods with people still inside, drowned, because they couldn't get the doors open. It's not that they didn't try, it's that physics made it impossible. All right, so what do you actually do if you're caught in a flash flood? Let's start with the most common scenario. You're in your car. Rule number one, never drive through flooded roads. I don't care if it looks shallow. I don't care if you see other cars doing it. Turn around. Find another route. Being late to work is better than being dead. But let's say you're already in trouble. You drove into water and now your car is stalling or starting to float. Here's your action plan. First, the moment you realize you're in trouble, unbuckle your seatbelt immediately. Do not wait. You need to be ready to move fast. Second, open your window, not your door, your window. Power windows usually work for a few seconds even when the car is filling with water. Get that window down immediately. If the power doesn't work, use your window breaker tool. You should have one in your car. They cost $10 and they save lives. Third, if you can't get the window down and water is rising, wait. This sounds insane, but listen, you cannot open the door until the pressure equalizes. That means you have to wait for the car to fill with water until the water level inside matches the water level outside. When that happens, the pressure equalizes and you can push the door open, take a deep breath, stay calm, wait for the water level to reach your chin, then push the door open and swim out. Fourth, once you're out, do not try to retrieve belongings. Get to higher ground immediately. Flash flood water is full of debris, metal, glass, chemicals, sewage. Every second you're in that water, you're at risk. Now, let's say you're not in a car, you're walking, you're at home, or you're caught outside when a flash flood hits. Different situation, different strategy. If you're outside and you see water rising, move to higher ground immediately. Not eventually, not in a few minutes, now. Flash floods can rise at a rate of several feet per minute. What looks like a trickle can become a wall of water in seconds. If you're in a building, go to the highest floor. Do not go to the basement. Basements flood first, and they flood fast. People have drowned in their own basements because they went down to move belongings or shut off power. Don't do it. Get upstairs. If you're caught in moving water, this is worst case scenario, but you need to know what to do. First, get rid of heavy items. Drop your bag, your phone, anything that weighs you down. You need to be as light as possible. Second, face downstream and go feet first. Do not try to swim upstream. You'll exhaust yourself and drown. Instead, position yourself feet first so your feet hit obstacles instead of your head. If you hit a tree or a car with your feet, you can push off. If you hit it with your head, you're unconscious. Third, look for something to grab. Trees, poles, fences, anything anchored. If you can grab something and hold on, do it. Wait for the water to recede or for help to arrive. Finally, watch for debris. Flash flood water carries cars, trees, rocks, metal, everything. A piece of debris hitting you at high speed can kill you. Stay alert and try to avoid large objects in the water. Here's the thing about flash floods. They're not always completely unpredictable. There are warning signs. If you know what to look for, you can get out before it's too late. Sign number one, heavy rain, especially if it's sudden and intense. If you see a downpour that makes it hard to see, that's a red flag. Flash floods don't need hours of rainfall. They can happen after just 30 minutes of intense rainfall. Sign number two, you're in a low-lying area or near a stream, creek, or drainage area. These are the first places to flood. If you're in a canyon, a valley, or a dry wash, you're in the danger zone. Even if it's not raining where you are, a storm upstream can send water rushing down. Sign number three, water starts rising in the street or on the road. This should be obvious, but people ignore it. If you see water accumulating, don't wait to see how deep it gets. Leave immediately. Sign number four, you hear a roaring sound. Flash floods often sound like a freight train or a jet engine. If you hear that sound and you're near a waterway, run to higher ground immediately. You have seconds, not minutes. Sign number five, official warnings. If you get a flash flood warning on your phone or you hear it on the radio, take it seriously. Flash flood warnings mean flooding is happening now or is imminent. Move to safety immediately. One more thing, flash floods can happen at night when you can't see the water rising. If you're sleeping and there's a flash flood warning, don't ignore it. Get to higher ground even if it feels like an overreaction. It's better to be safe on the second floor of your house than to wake up with water pouring into your bedroom. The best way to survive a flash flood is to prepare before it happens. Let me give you the essential prep steps that actually matter. Number one, know your flood risk. Go to FEMA's flood map website and check if you live in a flood zone. If you do, you need to be extra vigilant during heavy rain. But even if you don't, flash floods can happen anywhere, so don't get complacent. Number two, have an evacuation plan. Know the route to higher ground from your home, your workplace, and places you visit regularly. Identify the safest path and practice it with your family. Number three, prepare an emergency kit for your car. This should include a window breaker tool, a flashlight, a first aid kit, and a charged power bank for your phone. The window breaker is the most important item. It's a small tool with a metal point that shatters car windows. Keep it in your center console or attached to your keychain. Number four, never